Good morning, dear students, and I welcome you all to this new class of this week of Social Science 2. Before beginning with the new content, let us revise the previous part which we have discussed in this chapter, development. First of all, we discussed the meaning of development because the idea of development always has to show a progress which has always been with us. The concept of development is not new. It has always been with us since the time of inception. Then everybody's desires about what they want to do, what they would like to have can be called as development. Then we did how development is different for different people. We discussed different categories. Then we discussed landless labor category, a rich urban girl, prosperous farmer, like this. Then we discussed that does development means same for everybody, but the answer is no. Development is different for different people. It is development for one, but maybe destruction for other. Then after this we discussed income and other goals. Apart from income, what are the other goals in a person's life? Children, then we discussed that apart from income, there are so many values which a person wants, a person desires. For example, liberty, freedom, then happiness, then respect, then all these are non-material things which a person also desires for. After this, children, we discussed that money as a material factor cannot buy happiness. Then these happiness, these values are also desired by different people. After this, children, we saw that comparison of different countries or different states. How we were doing the comparison? On the basis of the income. Incomes, first of all, we need to have the average income of a particular country, and then we would differentiate the different countries on the basis of average income. Now, the next thing we discussed was how to find the income of a country. It was very simple that we have to take the total income of the country divided by the total population. Then, children, we did income and other criteria. On what grounds other criterias the countries are being compared. Then different criterias are, apart from income, was infant mortality rate, literacy rate, and net attendance ratio. All these categories demarcate that whether the country is developed or not. After this, children, now we will discuss public activities. Money in your pocket cannot buy all goods and services that you need to live. For example, a pollution-free environment, unadulterated medicines, protection from infectious diseases, etc. So, all these things money cannot buy. No matter a person is very rich, but the person needs to live in that polluted environment. So, the desire is different now. The person wants to have a pollution-free environment. We need to protect our bodies from infectious diseases, for which we need to maintain health and hygiene. Isn't it? So, free environment, pollution-free environment, unadulterated medicines which are not being, patented and being sold at higher prices. Then we need to protect ourselves from different diseases. Then Kerala has very low infant mortality rate. It has this low rate because of the provision of basic health and education facilities. Now a question must be wondering in your minds, why apart from basic health, education is being attached here. That people want a pollution-free environment, people want health and hygiene. What education has to do? Here comes the role of education. Education makes a person aware of. Education makes a person capable of protecting himself. When a person is aware, when a person is knowing what is good for your body, what is not, then the person is going to incorporate the goods and the do's for his body. So when we are knowing that so and so is not good for our health, we are not going to pollute our environment. When we know that we should not eat uncovered food, then we will not eat because we are aware of. here is the role of education, making people more self-realized, making people capable of knowing what is right and what is wrong. Similarly, in some states, the public distribution system functions well. For example, in some states of India, the PDS system, we discussed in the economics last year, public distribution system, they function very well, where people are being given, people below poverty line are being given these basic things to live at very considerable prices, and below poverty line are being given free. So these things are going well into some states, but some states, like we discussed last year, malfunctioning of PDS system is occurring, and thus who is the ultimate sufferer? We, the citizens. Health and nutritional status of people in such states is likely to be better. Children, that is a very obvious, sensible question. If I ask you, in one state PDS is functioning very well, people are educated very well, and in one state people are not educated, plus PDS system is not functioning very well, which state is going to have the nutritional status to be high? Obviously the state A, where education level is high, PDS is functioning very, very well. Then children, one way to find if adults are undernourished is to calculate what is called body mass index, BMI. Take the weight in kgs, then take the height in meters, divide the weight by the square of the height, then we will be calculating body mass index, BMI. In this figure, if it is less than 18.5, then the person is considered to be malnutritioned or undernourished. So BMI is very important to know whether the nutritional status of a person is actually correct or the person is undernourished. Then if the BMI is more than 25, then a person is overweight. We have another criteria also. If the BMI is less than 18.5, it is undernourished. If the BMI is over 25, then the person is overweight. So, children, these things demarcate, indicate that whether the people are educated, whether the people are knowing the goods and the bads. Now, Human Development Index, HDI. HDI is published by United Nations Development Program, which is UNDP. It is a system, you can say, which is being incorporated by UNDP, United Nations Development Program. Again, this branch of United Nations talks about development strategies in different countries of the world. It compares the countries based on educational level of the people, their health status and per capita income. Children, that is a very important question. You should take a note here. You will surely get one question on this. What is the criteria used by UNDP to compare different countries? The answer will be the criteria used by UNDP is the comparison based on educational level, health status and per capita income. It would be interesting to look at certain relevant data accordingly regarding India and its neighbors from Human Development Report, which I am going to present it with an attachment in this video. You can see the stats very carefully. Then children, a small country in our neighborhood which is connected by Park Strait. Correct. The answer is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is much ahead of India in every respect. Sri Lanka, being a very small country, children, mind it, is ahead of India in every respect. Nepal has half the per capita income of India, yet it is not far behind India in life expectancy and literacy levels. They are saying Nepal, also being a very small country, it is not that far from India. Though it is slightly far, but it is not that far that it cannot reach India's level in terms of life expectancy and literacy levels. So children, by now we have completed the criteria used by UNDP to compare, right? Now we will do sustainability of development, which you people have already done with me in the first chapter, and Pallavi ma'am has also explained in the second part, which I will be revising with you again. Since second half of 20th century, a number of scientists have been warning that the present type of levels of development are not sustainable. In today's time, when there is a huge rush between people to get that possible desired goals, people are just forgetting that they are exploiting our nature. They are exploiting our Mother Earth. So children, the scientists have been warning different countries that we have reached to that alarming rate of exploitation of the Mother Earth. We are not following the criteria of sustainable development. Renewable resources like groundwater are replenished by nature. However, these resources may be overused. Correct. As is on, the population is increasing, therefore the demand also increases. And to meet these demands, people are exploiting these natural resources. What we need to do? Then we get to know that non-renewable resources cannot be replenished, as they have a fixed stock on the earth. No matter at what speed you use non-renewable resources, children, they are not going to happen again, as we have a limited stock in our earth. We do discover new resources, but over time, even these new resources will also get exhausted, children. So we should see that we are focusing on sustainable development, plus sustainable development in itself, children, focuses the level of development where the needs are fulfilled, taking in mind the future needs of the future generation. So we should go hand in hand with sustainable development and the progresses made by different countries. That's all for today's class, and we have completed this chapter development, after which I'm going to attach different set of questions with it, and you need to note them down in your fair work. Thank you so much, children. Please do the work timely. Hope you all stay safe and hope you all are fine. Take care.